Good morning, everyone. Let's go ahead and take a look at the fundamental counting principle. All right, the fundamental counting principle is a method in determining the number of ways to arrange an object. So for example, let's say I have 2 types of bread, and then I have 3 types of meats, and then I have 4 vegetables that I could put on it. And I only want to do 1 of each. So the way I could figure out the number of different combinations that I could have is by taking the number of choices for bread times the number of choices for meat times the number of choices for vegetables. So I have 3 items. So what I do is I write down 3 spaces, and because these items are independent of each other, I'm just going to multiply them. So we have 2 times 3, which is 6, times 4, which is 24. So there are 24 possible combinations of sandwiches. Now, to formalize that, that can be, let's go ahead and put a definition down because that's always good to have. So if, ooh, bad pen, let's go with this one. If one event has m outcomes, so in this case, for example, m outcomes being 2 outcomes, and the second event has n outcomes, so let's say 3 meats, that would be my n outcomes. And there are a total of m times n outcomes. Now, it's not limited to just 2 items. In fact, if you have multiple events, so first event, second event, third event, I have 3 items, so I'm just going to draw 3 spaces, and it would become m times n times whatever the third one is. All right, let's take a look at one more example to make sure that you totally have it down. So for example, let's say that we want to look at all the possible license plates. And Kohler has just awful pens. License plates. Okay, let me slide this up. And I want to know, so back in the day, there used to be just 3 spots, 3 letters, and then 3 numbers. And they actually had to change the system because there were more cars being produced than the possible number of combinations that could have occurred. So let's say back in the day, these needed to be letters and these needed to be numbers. So let's just take a look at what the fundamental counting principle says. And then the license plates, we could have repeats. So these are the different spots. So I'm going to go ahead and just multiply all these together. So how many possible letters fell in the first spot? Well, there's 26 letters in the alphabet. So I'm just going to take 26. And I could repeat letters. I could have had a license plate that was MMN. So it's going to be 26 times 26 times 26. Now we got to figure out the possible digits that could occur here. So these had to be numbers. So there are 10 digits. We could go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are a total of 10 digits in that spot, 10 digits in that spot, 10 digits in that spot. So if you take that and multiply together, we're going to get 26 times 26 times 26 times 10 times 10 times 10. So that's going to be 175,760,000, 3 zeros. All right. So there were 17 million license plates that could be made, but what happened is there were more than 17 million cars, so the state of California said, all right, we need to change our license plates a little bit, and they added a 7th spot, which then changes the problem. All right, and that's pretty much the gist of the fundamental counting principle.